Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Comeng Reborn and your host, Diyana.
Can somebody spotlight me? Hello! Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Comeng Reborn. Post-recovery Valentine's Day surprise show. All right, this show is dedicated for all of us who are recovering from Valentine's Day, either recovering through like a heartbreak or recovering through burnout, seeing red everywhere. Because honestly, during Valentine's Day, right, everything went red. There's so red hearts, red posters, chocolate in red packages, and so many red blood in the blood donation campaign. Yeah. So this show is dedicated to all of you who are currently recovering from this day called the Valentine's Day. So you couple, you single, divorced, beheaded, this show is for all of you. And my name is Diyana. I'm your host for tonight. So we have 6 comedians performing and pouring their hearts out about how it's like to recover from Valentine's Day. So I'm gonna like bring out your first act. Give it up for me. Yes, I'm the opener and also the host for this show. So yeah, and so for Valentine's Day, right? I find Valentine's Day to be the weirdest day ever because it's a celebration of love and romance. But according to history and urban legends, right, it was celebrated to honor someone who died. Yeah, and not only that, Valentine's Day is one of those weird days where apparently everyone's seeing red everywhere, and religious people losing their mind. Yeah, because Muslims would say, oh, it's a Christian holiday, and the Christians would be like, no, this is blasphemy. And you can see that everything is so expensive, down from the flowers to the chocolates. Yeah. And I know, and you know what? International Women's Day, you can at least get 10% off selected items, okay? And during Children's Day in my school, I get to get free Dunkin' Donuts with my favorite flavor. And if I pay extra, I get KFC. But what do I get during Valentine's Day? A sushi meal deal for 90 ringgit with this size. Look how big is this for 90 ringgit. You're paying for a sushi this size. And you know what? The worst of all, during Valentine's Day, we have to go to work. You know that day is not special when you have to go to work. Because, and this is why I think Valentine's Day should be renamed. It should be renamed as Happy Greedy Capitalists Taking Advantage over Desperate Singles with High Sex Drive. With that, I would like to wish everyone happy belated greedy capitalists taking advantage over desperate people with high sex drive. Yeah. And speaking of Valentine's Day, I just want to say that I am no longer single. I am single
Yay.
AF. I am single AF.
Mm.
And you're single AF and when on dating apps, when a guy texts you to say, send nudes, and I reply with, "You want lipstick or eyeshadow?" I mean, it's not really my fault that I am socially awkward when it comes to dating. It's because I was raised by strict Asian parents. Okay, to them, when they are so strict, right? You know, that I know there's no TV, no shopping, no dating, and no Spotify Premium until I turn 40. And I just turned 35 this year, and I just got Spotify Premium. I am a hardcore rebel, guys. And you know, I want to take my rebellion to the utmost rebellion stage until all the Yakuzas fear me. I want to get a Disney Plus. You know, having strict parents means your transition from teenagehood to adulthood is weirder than your transition to childhood to teenagehood. Because when you turn adult and we have strict Asian parents, right? Everything is every milestone, everything is an it's an achievement, it's like everything calls for a celebration. It's like one time my mom decided to say, "Oh, you know what, since you just graduated, instead of allowing you to watch TV at 40, we allow you to watch TV as many times as you want now at 25." And I'll be like, "Yes, I get to watch TV." And after that, "Yes, I get to stay up late as much as I want." And soon after that, "Yes, I get to do drugs." But, speaking of strict parents, one time my mom decided to cut short her strictness by saying, "You know what? Instead of letting you date date at the age of 40s, I'll let you date now." And I was like, sweet. But they are still really strict though, because if I want to go on a date with a guy, my parents will demand to see their CV. No, and it's not just any CV. It's like they want to know what's his name, which school he goes to, what course is he doing? Is he a lawyer, doctor, engineer, or a disappointment? Or have I, or or are they like, do they have a criminal record, or have they ever killed someone? Yeah, and that CV must have a photo, and my mom be like, "No, you cannot date this guy because he's not cute, but date this guy because he's cute." And I was like, "Mom, he has a criminal record." But his criminal record is beat people up. He didn't kill someone. That person's still alive, so you can date him. That means he can still protect you. And I'm like, "Okay, mom." So yeah, but at first, when your strict parents start to like be not strict, it's like really weird, because when they start allowing you to do things that you weren't allowed to do, the first thing that comes into your mind was to file a missing person report to the police, because it was so sudden. They need to let me know, like let it down gently, like, "Hey, you're 30, 25, you're graduating. Why don't I slowly, we're going to allow you to date slowly, okay? And then we're going to allow you to do something else." But no, it's like they suddenly have, "Hey, you know what? You can date now." And I'm like, "Hello, police. Alien kidnapped my parents. Send help. Send the X-Files." Yeah. And Ramadan is like coming soon. So as someone who's single AF is very excited holiday, because that's the only time when I get to have a date. And I'm so lucky. I didn't have one date. I have 2 dates. One of them is Yusuf Tayyub, which is a brand. It's a date brand, which is very yummy. And you so tired. Yeah, and after Ramadan, it will be Eid, aka Raya. So that's the part where everyone will take revenge on Ramadan, because during Ramadan we cannot eat at daytime, but during Raya, the first thing we did was stuff our face as if we're going to die tomorrow. And yeah, and one of the things about Raya is that's when everybody gathers. So everybody be like, and you have all these aunties that will ask you, hey, when are you getting married? And I'd be like, I'm single AF, auntie. And they'd be like, oh, when are you getting rich? And I'd be like, auntie, do you have any more interesting questions? What is the meaning of life? Or what's your opinion about death? Because let's face it, the youngsters nowadays don't have the Raya spirit, and the government is very worried about it, because they were like, why are Muslim youngsters this time are more excited about Christmas than Raya? Let me tell you why. It's because of the telemovie special. During Christmas, the telemovie specials are all about the Christmas miracles, about family, togetherness, and even though there is a villain, the villain will turn really good. But for Raya special, it's about death in the most disturbing way. For example, one telemovie, mother was cooking food for tomorrow's Raya, very excited because the children's coming home, only for her to receive a phone call. Hello, hi, this is the police. Just want to say that your children are dead. Like, really dead. Like, like, like they got hit by a truck, kind of dead. So your mother is like very heartbroken, and she was like, hiya, who's going to finish this rendang? Why did I cook? If I know that they're going to die, I don't have to cook. Yeah. And then another movie is where there was these two old parents who have asshole children, and it comes to a point that the children are so asshole, the parents decided to die because they can't stand the assholeness of the children. And speaking of Raya and Christmas special, there has been a debate online about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Well, the writer of the Die Hard series, right, the movie series, said, yes, it is a Christmas movie, but I'm going to say this anyway. Die Hard is also a Raya movie, because the scene happened the day before Christmas, the day before the festivities, and there is a terrorist attack, and Bruce Willis defeated the terrorists. And in the end, you know what happened to the terrorists? Died. It died in the most gruesome way, okay? One died from a falling off the building. One died in a helicopter explosion. Another one died in a helicopter explosion. And then another one died. They're just dead. So that's why youngsters are most excited for Christmas, because all the Raya movie make us think about death, and death is sad. Yeah, and people nowadays, school has been reopened thanks to like the end of MCO during COVID-19. And when I was driving, I saw like some school children smoking, and my heart is broken. I pulled over and I told them, guys, you guys should stop smoking. You guys are so young. You have a whole life ahead of you. You need to take care of yourself. You need to do drugs. And not just any drugs. You need to do high quality, the best drugs in the market. If you want to do what I do, I can hook you up with a dealer. And they asked me, what drugs do you do, auntie? And I told them this. Gather around, children, as I reach into my bag. Chocolate chip cookie bar. And before I end my set, I have a PSA for everyone. Okay. Nowadays, we have this unpredictable weather. Sometimes it can get really hot and sometimes it can get really wet in more ways than one. Regardless, we should take care of ourselves, our personal hygiene, and our health. Okay? Because people are getting flu nowadays. Normal flu, thank God. So, guys, that means like, please sanitize your sex toys. Thank you, everyone. That's my set for tonight.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and you know what? I am going to bring up the next act. Okay? The next act. She is originally from California, but now she's in Hong Kong. So give it up for Garkin!
Hey, so how did everybody like Valentine's Day? Did you guys have a good one?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, nobody ever does. Yeah. How many of you guys are single? Raise your hands. Yeah.
Woohoo! Single AF!
Yeah. I hated being single on Valentine's Day because they tell you you don't need a boyfriend or girlfriend for Valentine's Day, but you really do. You know, they do like the Galentine's Day. It's like, fuck that shit. No. But no, I'm married. We have been married for almost 5 years now. And so when you're married for a while, you just start celebrating all your special days with a dinner. So it doesn't matter, anniversaries, birthdays, Valentine's Day. There's no pretense anymore. So I told my husband, hey, I booked this prime rib for Tuesday. He's like, oh yeah, my birthday. So yeah, so I don't miss dating. Glad to, not have to do that. But when you're dating, you meet all kinds of people. So once I met a guy whose name was Denis. So it was like Denis. I was like, how do you pronounce your name? He's like, Denis. I was like, Denis the penis. Like, bro, growing up must have been so hard for you. So yeah, also I meet all kinds. So the other day I also met this guy who sells mattresses. And this girl next to him introduces him and then says, oh, this guy, he sells mattresses, but he's just being humble. He used to be a lawyer. I look at her, I thought, lady, that is a weird flex. That's like saying he used to be successful. That's like saying he used to be a man. Like, what the heck? So, yeah. Speaking of Valentine's Day, every year there's also this meme that circulates around Hong Kong. So what had happened was, they do the flower markets, and there was this journalist covering the flower market, and she saw this guy buying 2 bouquets. And so this journalist goes up to the guy and she, has the cameras rolling and everything. And she asks him, why did you buy 2 bouquets? And this dumbass looks at her and he says straight into the camera, my wife can't see this. He could have said literally, anything else. He could have been like, this other one's for my mom. He could have said, my wife is so great, she deserves 2, whatever. But no, this jackass says, my wife can't see this. So probably also had 0 wife after the news segment. But like Diyana said, after Valentine's Day is International Women's Day. So that's coming this Wednesday. So one of the things that I'm dealing with is I'm very awkward around people in general, but especially women, especially other women. So I'm so awkward. My husband suggested I join one of those women's associations to overcome my anxiety. So it's called exposure therapy, where you force yourself to confront the things you're afraid of. And something that I noticed about the other women is that they can always use their nails as a conversation starter. Like whenever there's an awkward silence, they just say, "Oh my God, I love your nails. Where'd you get them done? Oh, that place." It's a whole thing. So I can't do that as an anxious person because I bite my nails. I've never had nice nails. And so like whenever they ask me like, "Who did your nails?" I'd be like, anxiety did my nails. And by the way, ladies, speaking of anxiety, did you ever kind of feel like you weren't hot enough for the Me Too movement?
Woohoo!
Me too. So you want to know how I wasn't hot enough for the Me Too movement? One summer in college, I actually stayed at a frat house. Yeah. Like my friend was a rugby player and I had to find an apartment to do summer sessions. He was like, "Oh, why don't you stay at my frat? It's only $700 a month and 2 meals a day." I was like, "That sounds great." So I was telling my husband and he was like, "What the fuck were your parents thinking? If my daughter said they were staying at a frat, I'd be like, hell no." And I was like, "Oh, I think I know what happened, Growing up as an immigrant kid, English isn't your parents' first language. So they probably just thought I said flat. They're like, "Oh, got you staying at a flat. So cheap." So yeah, another fun thing. Recently, I found out that I'm 1/8 Vietnamese. That's like totally new. So those ancestry.com kits, they're super popular now. I have this really old aunt who's in her 80s and she used to always say like, "Oh, my grandma was Vietnamese," and like nobody in the family took her seriously because she's old, so we thought she was full of shit. So back then, and really up until a few years ago, before all that DNA stuff, there's no way to verify it. So we always just thought she was like senile. But no, took one of those DNA tests, found out that I'm 1/8 Vietnamese, and I honestly don't know what to do with that because I'm just coming to terms with growing up Chinese American. And now you're saying that there's a whole other set of intergenerational trauma to deal with. Man, Diyana is right. Like, give me some of those drugs. So that's me for tonight. Thank you.
All right, that was Garke, everyone. Please give her a round of applause for her performance tonight. Make some noise for Garke. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was Garke with the not too hot for the Me Too movement. Yeah, I am not hot enough for the Me Too movement. I am hot enough for the Yes Ma'am movement. You know what Yes Ma'am movement is? It's when you walk when you walk in front of the group of guys, they will look at you and give you way, and they be bowing at you and say, "Yes, ma'am." Yeah, and I realized it when I turned 25. I was walking around the stall, I was walking around the shop houses for lunch. I just want to look at all the places that I want to eat, basically cheap places because I was a fresh grad. And the guys were like sitting down and suddenly they moved their chairs like, "Yes, ma'am." And they're older than me. And I'd be like, "Thank you, uncle." Yeah, and yeah. So yeah, Galentine's. I'm still trying to find what I'm trying to understand Galentine's, even though I hardly understand Valentine's, except that Valentine's is more capitalistic than romantic. It's like it's like Valentine's Day is like one of those landlords that would buy cheap ass flats that cost like that cost you like 150 per month just to pay off the loan, and they rent out for 2,000 ringgit a month. If that's not capitalistic, I don't know what that is. But let's move on to another act. Okay, I know this person very well because he's Malaysian. And not only that, he accompanies me during my long ass morning work commute. Yeah, he can also accompany you during your lonely time in your house. And at the same time, he also cock blocks your sexy time. What I'm trying to say is he's a radio DJ by day and a stand-up comedian by night. And a crackhead 24/7 like me. Give it up for Faisal American.
Thank you, Diyana. For a while, I thought you were going to say I was a high-class escort, which I'm not. I'm a low-class escort. Wow, this is awkward. Hi, guys. OMG, Diyana, I love your nails so much. Wow, where did you get them? Okay. Now, I was at the dentist the other day, right? Look at this. I need a lot more work done. What can I say? Our colonial masters were British. This is one of the results. Anyway, so the dentist was doing all this scraping and cleaning. Before she did that, she warned me that it was going to be painful. I was bracing myself for some shit to happen. Nothing. I felt nothing. In fact, I told her, and then she complimented me on my high pain tolerance. No, I told her, look, doc, I lived through a bad marriage for 7 years that was multiple times more painful. So this is a walk in the park in comparison. No, that wasn't a joke. It's a true story. Anyway, excuse me. I did not celebrate Valentine's, not because of religious reasons, because look at me. Who the hell wants to date this, right? Like Diyana said, my name is Faisal, but my friends call me one ugly son of a bitch. I mean, and I'll be the first person to admit it. I am ugly as fuck. I am so ugly. When I was born, my dad was given a free vasectomy so that he can't make more of me. I mean, I am so ugly. If I were to do Japanese porn, they'll have to pixelate my whole body. And one single pixel between my legs. When I was a kid, I was never molested by my ustaz. I am so ugly, I can only date people with COVID. Because they've lost their sense of taste. I am the type of guy that women date before they figure out that their current boyfriend is probably a better bet. Their abusive, misogynistic, narcissistic, alpha male, Andrew Tate worshipping current boyfriend. No, I'm not bitter at all. I'll tell you what, I am so ugly. I once went to one of those Thai massage places, you know what I mean, right? So after the massage, the therapist asked me if I wanted a happy ending. I said, yeah, fine. I've not had action in a long time. So I might as well, right? So I paid her the $50. The girl went down on me, went close to my ear and whispered, and they all lived happily ever after. And that was it. She took my money and went off. I know, I have to admit, okay, it's a comedy routine. I'm lying about being single. I mean, look at this stomach. Look at this stomach. I'm at least a double. Yeah, I actually am single. I'll tell you what, though. I think my brain is trying to kill me. Right? sometimes, when I'm driving home from work, my brain will be like, oh, you're driving home from work. It's raining heavily outside and you're surrounded by idiot drivers. Let's make you sleepy for the entire 1 hour trip. And I'm not talking about, normal sleepy either, the single yawn and then you're okay to drive for another 45 minutes. No, this is full on, good God, my eyes are burning sleepy. I need to close them right now. And you know what? The moment I get home, I'm completely fine, wide awake. I can stay awake for the next 12 hours if I want to, right? Because my brain is an asshole. It's a troll. Also, sometimes when I'm driving, I'll get these stray thoughts. It's like, you know what? Do these airbags actually work? Maybe you should test them. Crash into something, for scientific purposes, crash into something, see if the airbag inflates. I told that joke to a friend once, and then he was deeply concerned. He said it was a sign of me having suicidal thoughts. I told him, don't worry, I'm Malay, and which means that I am too lazy to kill myself. I mean, my brain tells me to kill myself, and it's like, oh, fuck you, that's too much effort. I'm just going to sleep. And the next morning, I'll be a lot better. So, moral of the story is, kids, being lazy saves lives.
Yeah.
Go ahead, be lazy, stay in that bed. Now, before I go, I just want to say something, right? I read this recent survey. It was a global survey. It said that Malaysians have some of the smallest penises in the world. Now, even when it's at full attention, right? The average Malaysian has a length of only 11.5 centimeters. That's about 5 inches. Okay, even Indonesians and Singaporeans are slightly bigger. Okay, Indonesians in the house, don't be so smug. Huh? You guys are only bigger like by this much. Not much difference. Okay, now this was from a survey. So it means that either Malaysians are too honest for their good, or everybody else in the world is a fucking liar. Although, I think it is true. Malaysian men having short dicks, that explains why it's so hard for us to ban child marriages here, right? Anyone older than 16, and it feels like you're driving a very small car through a tunnel. Driving in and reversing out of the tunnel, in and out, 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 in and out. I think I just simulated my sex life. Anyway, a lot of people tell me, it's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. Women, is that actually true? I mean, because when you put it like that, right, it implies that people with big dicks have no idea what they're doing, which is not true. I mean, have you seen porn, those guys with those huge slongs? They look like they're experts in having sex. All right. And on that note, it's back to you, Diyana.
Make some noise for Faisal. Yes, thank you, Faisal, for your set, which is basically on why dental work sucks, why people don't want to go dentist. And as someone who had, some dental work done on her teeth, especially root canal, I got a root canal twice. And it's the worst thing ever. People be like, oh, root canal is so painful. I know where. Yeah, I know. It's so painful. Painful at my bank account. If you're Indonesian, there's this song called Sakitnya Tu Di Sini. Okay, to those who don't know, Sakitnya Tu Di Sini is basically means the pain is right here. Yeah. So the pain is right here in my bank account. RIP. There should be dental insurance, but there's no dental insurance. Okay, to all whoever works at insurance agent insurance company please propose to have dental insurance that cover root canal. And yeah, and I am very interested in Faisal's joke about the male penis of Malaysian men. I notice, okay, look, most of the politicians in Malaysia are Malay men. And they are obsessed with building tall towers. Conspiracy theory time. They're compensating for something. All right, moving on. Moving on to the next act for tonight. He is one of the men that makes this possible because he is one of the person who invite me to join Comeng Reborn stand-up comedy show. Give it up for your favorite Toastmasters, your favorite author of 11 books, and your favorite comedian from all the way from Indonesia, Iti!
Woo!
Ooh. Hello, everybody. Are you ready? Are you ready not to laugh? Because yes, I'm not funny. Yes, thank you. That's my opening. So don't expect too much that I will make you laugh for today. But yes, since the theme is Valentine's Day. Well. Diana picked this topic or the theme because she knows me. She knows that I will perform on this show. And she specifically want me to perform here. So I will bring my set here. So hello everybody. I spent Valentine's Day alone this year, but it was okay. I spent the evening swiping left and right on dating apps, which is basically like window shopping for love. The only difference is that I didn't have to put on pants. Hee. I spent Valentine's Day alone this year, but it's okay. Once again, it's okay. No worries. I figure out that the only love I need is the love for myself. Plus, I save a lot of money on chocolates and flowers. Smart? Woohoo! Valentine's Day is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you are going to get unless you are allergic to nuts. Then you know you are screwed. Valentine's Day is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But if you are single, you can guarantee it's not gonna be a heart-shaped diamond. Valentine's Day is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Unless, of course, you are single. In which case, you know exactly what you are going to get. Nothing. If Valentine's Day has taught me anything, it's that love is like box of chocolates. I really love this box of chocolates. It's sweet, it's delicious, and it's gone within seconds. And then you're left feeling empty inside. I heard that on Valentine's Day, love is in the air. So I sprayed myself with Axe body spray. But all I got was the mosquitoes dying because of my body odor. My body odor is stronger. Valentine's Day is a lot like recovering from a hangover. You wake up and realize you spend way too much money on things you don't need and cannot remember why you did it. I used to think Valentine's Day was just a ploy by the greeting card companies to make money. Now I realize it's a ploy by the jewelry and flower companies to make even more money. Wow. Interesting fact, right? Valentine's Day is a great time to remind yourself that you are single and ready to mingle with a rice pizza and a bottle of wine. Mm. Ah. Valentine's Day can be tough if you are single, but don't worry. Just remember that love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably clap.
Oh my god.
I don't understand why people go all out for Valentine's Day. If you really love someone, you should show it every day, not just one day a year when the prices of flowers and chocolates are jacked up. I spent Valentine's Day in the house this year. Turns out eating an entire box of chocolate is not a great way to cope with being single. My Valentine's Day was a disaster this year. I accidentally sent a text meant for my ex to my boss instead. Let's just say it wasn't a lovey-dovey message. Valentine's Day is a great reminder that sometimes love stinks, especially when you are stuck in a crowded restaurant with a couple who won't stop making out. I'm so glad Valentine's Day is over. Now I can stop
Woohoo!
pretending I like chocolate and start eating my feelings with some good old-fashioned ice cream. Yum, 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 yum. Valentine's Day is over, but if you are still recovering from it, don't worry, you're not alone. I saw a guy at the store yesterday buying flowers and chocolates, and when the cashier asked him who they were for, he said, "My therapist." Valentine's Day is like a roller coaster. It's full of ups and downs. It makes you feel sick. Ugh. And when it's over, you're just glad you survive. So, fellow Valentine's Day survivor, how are you today? I'm so glad Valentine's Day is over. I was starting to worry that my cat was my only Valentine, but then I remembered that I don't have. Valentine's Day is the perfect time to reflect on the important things in life, like how much money you save by not having a significant other.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you are feeling down because you didn't have a Valentine's Day date, just remember that you're probably better off. At least you didn't have to spend the night watching someone else eat a salad. I heard that on Valentine's Day, some people like to write love letters to themselves. Personally, I just wrote a letter to my bank account, apologizing for the money I spent on myself. Valentine's Day is all about love and romance. But let's be real. It's also about the chocolate. If you ask me, the real reason to celebrate Valentine's Day is the day after, when all the chocolate goes on sale. Valentine's Day is the one day of the year where you can express your love with heart-shaped chocolates, red roses, and a romantic dinner. Or you could just do those things any other day of the year and save a lot of money.
Mhm.
I heard that some people send themselves flowers on Valentine's Day to make it look like they have a secret admirer. A good idea until you realize that you are paying for your own flowers and writing your own love notes. Valentine's Day is just like other day, except the prices of flowers and chocolate are suddenly inflated. It's like the retail industry way of saying, "We love you. Now give us all your money." I asked my crush out on Valentine's Day and they said yes. But then I realized I didn't have any plans. So we just went to the mall and people watched. It was surprisingly fun. I asked my partner what she wanted for Valentine's Day. She said she wanted me to be more romantic. So I went out and bought her 1,000 roses and wrote her a love letter. Then I realized I accidentally gave the love letter to the florist and the roses to my boss. Needless to say, it was not a romantic day for me. I asked my partner what they wanted for Valentine's Day, and they said nothing. So I got them nothing. Turns out that was the wrong answer. My partner and I decided to stay in on Valentine's Day last year. We had a romantic candlelight dinner when the power went out. So we ended up eating cold pizza by fresh light. It was still better than going on to an overpriced restaurant. This Valentine's Day, I decided to do something special for my partner. I got them a heart-shaped pizza. It was romantic and delicious, but I think my partner was more excited about the pizza than the love. I bought my Valentine a really expensive gift this year. It's called Peace and Quiet. It's just a box. It's just a box that I put myself in and ship to another country. I tried to make a romantic dinner for my partner on Valentine's Day, but it turned out to be a disaster. I burned the chicken. The potatoes were undercooked. And the wine, I just tasted like vinegar. I think I'll stick to ordering takeout next time. My partner and I have been together for so long. We don't even bother with Valentine's Day anymore. Instead, we just exchange sarcastic remarks and call it a day. We are savage couple. I once tried to surprise my partner on Valentine's Day by cooking her dinner. But let's just say that the smoke alarm was the only thing that was screaming, I love you, that night. I used to hate Valentine's Day because I was always single. But now that I'm in a relationship, I hate it even more. Why? Because it's just another excuse for my partner to not do the dishes. I had a great Valentine's Day this year. I spent it with my one true love. Do you know what it is? Start with N. And with X.
Netflix.
Netflix! Yay! We cuddle up on the couch and binge watch all night long. Romantic, right? I hope you all had a great Valentine's Day. Personally, I celebrated my binge watching Netflix and eating an entire pizza by myself. But hey, at least I didn't have to share it with anyone. No. Valentine's Day is over. But don't worry, you can still celebrate by buying yourself some discounted candy and watching a romantic comedy. Or just watching Netflix and eating popcorn like I did. Valentine's Day is just like any other day for me. I don't have a date, but at least I don't have to spend money on chocolates and flowers. I can just eat my feelings and watch Netflix. I always thought Valentine's Day was a made-up holiday created by mall owner until I realized that I was the only one not receiving flowers and chocolates at work. I always thought Valentine's Day was a holiday created by mall owner to sell more cards. But then I realized that it was actually created by florists to sell more flowers. Either way, I'm not falling for it. I recently went through a breakup. So this Valentine's Day, I'm treating myself to a nice dinner at home. It's just me, a bottle of wine, and my birds. You love birds, right, ladies? Birds. Yes, I mentioned it right. Birds. And honestly, my birds are a better date than my ex ever was. I celebrated the day with my ex this year. I celebrated with all of my friends here. And yes, we had a candlelit dinner, exchanged grief, and reminisce about all the things we used to do together. It was nice until we remembered why we broke up in the first place.
Mhm.
Valentine's Day can be tough for some people, but don't worry. If you're single, there is always someone out there who is just as miserable as you are. And if you are in a relationship, well, there is always the possibility of divorce.
Hmm.
Valentine's Day is a great reminder of all the things I don't have in my life. Love, a significant other, a six-pack. But at least I have my sense of humor, which is the only thing that's keeping me from crying into my Valentine's Day is the one day a year when it's socially acceptable to eat an entire box of chocolates by yourself. So really,
Mm.
it's a win-win solution. That's all from me to you, Diana, and here's a box of chocolate to you.
Huh.
Good
All right, that was it with his thoughts on Valentine's Day, which has cemented and has corroborated my opinion that Valentine's Day is a celebration of capitalism. Yeah. And also to girls who want to date E.T., he's single now. Also, girls, if you want to date E.T., his love language is pizza. I don't know what flavor pizza does he like, but he likes pizza a lot. And also, nowadays it's rainy season in Southeast Asia. And rainy season means dengue season. To those who don't know what dengue is, it's a type of fever that you get from mosquitoes. So, guys, you want to prevent dengue, spray yourself with Iti's body odor. And you know, Iti, I have to write an apology letter to my bank also because I spend a lot of money despite being single with my cat. Okay, I have a cat, but this is a toy cat because I can't bring my real cat over. So yeah, my cat has a very expensive taste. She only eats kibbles from this brand called Royal Canine. And you know it's expensive when there's a royal in the name. RIP my bank account. Sakitnya to di sini. The pain is right here when you get a cat. But it's okay. Cats are cuter. Like, you know, different from having a partner, like a human partner. Every time a cat mess up, right, the cat would be like, meow. And you'd be like, okay, apology accepted. Be a good cat next time, huh? Okay, now moving on to the next performer. Now we're coming back to Malaysia. So I know this person through Comeng Reborn and also the improv group online. He's very funny, you know, and he is laughing right now. So give it up for your next performer and also your closer for tonight, Narendra.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
I guess someone's
Beautiful
spotlight Narendra.
Diyana Munira. Okay, guys, about Valentine's Day and post Valentine's Day, I have to tell you there are two types of people during Valentine's Day itself. Number one is the guy who was very prepared, scored big on Valentine's Day, and just 3 weeks later, there were marriage proposals, rings popping out from toilet flushes, suddenly flowers appearing in the sky, and things were so beautiful as of today, just being 3 weeks after. Oh, what about the second guy? Well, let me tell you the story of the second guy. Not from personal experience, of course. Just that guy number two was the unprepared guy who scored a lucky shot on Valentine's Day. He got lucky, and Valentine's Day just finished on the 15th of February around 7 a.m. when everybody's rushing off to work. And he thought he scored big and he went on with his life. But just yesterday, he probably received a phone call after 3 weeks from someone that he barely knew. And he answered, "Hello." "Hi, dear, do you remember me?" "Hi, is this Munira from 3 weeks ago on Valentine's Day?" "Yes, it's Munira. I need to tell you, I missed my period." And that's it. Immediately, that guy number two didn't know what to say. And he was, "Oh, that's great. I'm going to be a father. Yes, please go for the test. No problem. I'm so happy." But you know what? The guy was only 21 years old and probably still in university or something. So this girl pops on, straight goes to the clinic and check. It's positive. So she calls back, "Yes, it's positive, honey. Let's get married." Immediately, the guy starts sweating and his heart starts pounding. And suddenly he realizes that he's still studying and he has to report to his father and mother what's going to happen to him. That pause. "I'll call you back. I'll call you back. I'll call you back." Puts down the phone on the girl. And the girl goes, "Hey, what the hell, man? This guy, he says he's going to be happy and puts down the phone. Okay, never mind. Let's stop at that first at a moment." Well, I was just having tea just now prior to coming to this meeting with some doctor friends of mine. And they were like so happy and jollying away and buying drinks for everybody in the pub. And they were saying, "Why are you guys so happy?" "Well, business is picking up, bro." "Why do you say that? What's so special suddenly? What period is it that your business picking up?" "Oh, so many abortions, so many people with weedy diseases. And you know, this is what Valentine's is for us, celebrating with money when all these people 3 weeks ago enjoyed themselves and got lucky and they suddenly come to us for all this." So I said, well, be it, buy more for the people in the pub. And after that, I was wondering, what is it for me, Valentine's Day, post-Valentine's Day? Well, ladies and gentlemen, my Valentine's Day is actually a day I would say I go broke, absolutely broke. You know why? Because I have to pre-order roses, one stock for each of my staff. That's about 20 stocks. And then wherever I walk around and suddenly someone bumps in, "Hey, where's my Valentine's Day? Oh, I have it sent over." And then I have to call my secretary and say, "Hey, I have sent one rose to this shop, that shop," because you know I work in a shopping mall, so there's just so many shops there. And everyone comes to me and say, "Hey, where's my present, boss? Where's my present, Valentine?" Yeah, I was like, get a life, man. Isn't there any guy there for you to buy a rose? Must it be me? Okay, fine, wait, you'll arrive at your shop with a note saying, "From Narendra Kumar." That's it. There's no love sign there, yeah? Don't get me wrong. So that's how my secretary does her work on Valentine's Day. And of course, I have the florist send, because I work about 1 hour away from my wife. So I get Malacca florist to send over flowers to the house if it's a weekday and I'm not there. And of course, my wife will call me, "Hi, honey, thank you for the flowers and the chocolates." Then my mother, I'll get someone to send it to her, and she will say, "Son, you sent me a flower. Oh my God, thank you, son." That was how life of Valentine Day was for me for the past 25 years. I mean, not completely, maybe the last 10 years. Okay. So coming to post Valentine's, I'm still recuperating from the lack of funds. So if any one of you want to donate, please donate. Okay. And then my children, my daughter asked me, my two daughters asked me, "Dad, you send flowers to everyone. What about us?" And this question popped up just 3 years ago. Now they are 19 and 10. So imagine when they were 16 and all. So just last year, I started sending even to my daughters. That's how it was. And coming back to my doctor friends, they actually invited me even tomorrow night for another round of tani, having drinks. And they even asked me, "Narendra, in case you have any, side parking, any accident, you send to our clinic, don't worry, we will remove it without any trace." So I was like, what the hell? No way, I'm not going to do it. So ladies and gentlemen, in one single word, it's broke. Hopefully by tomorrow, day after tomorrow, some checks come in. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice Valentine next year.
Woohoo! That was Narendra.
I will try. I tried.
Cementing the fact that Valentine's Day is indeed the celebration of capitalism. So due to Valentine's Day, Narendra has been suffering from a very financial destitute. So please, guys, you have extra money, you donate to him. Okay, and Ramadan is coming in like 3 weeks time. So Ramadan is is a very holy month for us Muslim. So if you want to do good deeds, if you want to do good deeds during the month of Ramadan, donate to Narendra.
After breaking fast, yeah.
Don't worry, but you can donate to him, but I cannot guarantee if you can get tax returns, Yeah, just to reminder to all Malaysians, this month is the tax filing month. Please file your taxes on time. The earlier you file tax, if you get returns, the earlier you can get your tax returns, and the sooner you can pay your bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, right, since this show is called a post-recovery Valentine's Day surprise show, confirm got surprise because we have another surprise performer, the surprise closer of the closer. Give it up from all the way from Japan. Now he's in Malaysia for a while. Give it up for Peter Sedel.
Woo!
Hey, please spotlight me.
Yeah, please spotlight Peter.
Yeah. There, that's better. Thank you. Yay, thank you, Diyana. Thank you everyone for having me. I wasn't really planning to perform. I only joined the show 15 minutes ago or so, so I've not really had a chance to plan out what I'm gonna do. I haven't practiced or anything, so what can go wrong? Let's find out. So, though I come in expecting a comedy show, and suddenly it's a celebration of capitalism. File your taxes, pay your bills. Yeah, welcome to the comedy. So I really only have the one thing to say about Valentine's Day, because every year I really enjoy Valentine's Day because the gym is nice and quiet. Yeah, all the attractive people are somewhere else doing Valentine shit. So the gym, lovely and quiet. Yeah, so as Diyana said, I was living in Japan. I've been in Japan about 20 years now, and I can tell you this, I am not going to be marrying a Japanese woman, evidently. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like they had a meeting. That's what they decided. I didn't know. And it is like frustrating when women tell me they don't want to date me. I mean, at least wait for me to ask. Really, I mean, I can't walk down the street in peace. Hey, women, leave me alone. Oh, you're planning to. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm just going to check how many people are muted. Is this thing on?
Yes.
Woohoo!
Hooray, thank you. Okay, so you've unmuted yourself, so now I can hear the silence as it is natural.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. The other day, a woman tells me she wouldn't date me even if I gave her $1,000. Which was, you know, after that, it was an awkward game of Monopoly.
Mhm.
I have to give her the money anyway if she doesn't change her mind.
Ah.
And like another woman tells me she wouldn't date me even if I gave her $1 million, which is just crazy, isn't it? I mean, I consider that a lucky escape. Like I'm screening out a woman who wouldn't take $1 million for 3 hours work. I mean, whatever, you know, however hard you think it's going to be, it's $1 million. It's $1 million. Seriously, for $1 million, I would go down on Rosmer.
Ha!
Oh,
Yeah, you heard me. For that sweet million, I would go down on Rosmer front and back, and I would like it.
that was.
Yeah. Then, incredibly, like another woman told me she wouldn't date me even if I had the biggest penis in the world. If.
Oh.
I said that
No,
before.
no, no.
Yeah. I said that before about not marrying a Japanese woman, but I can tell you this, like when I do get married, like my wife will not work after the wedding. Yeah, she will not work once we're married. Not because I'm a horrible Victorian chauvinist. I mean, like, that's just coincidence. Now, the reason is that I'm only going to marry a wealthy widow. Well, that's all I'm interested in. I mean, this is one good thing about living in Japan. Japan is the only country where a man of my vintage can still be a toy boy.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Ooh. What vintage? Some of you don't know me, so what vintage is that you're thinking? Well, let's just say in my day, in my courting days, it was gramophone and chill.
Mm.
Like, not, as one audience member suggested, cave paintings and chill.
Mm.
I say that there's like a couple of ways I know and accept that I'm getting older. Yeah. I mean, first, I call people in their 30s, you young whippersnappers. And I use words like whippersnapper and courting.
Mhm.
Right. I should have explained what's going to happen. Yeah. Over these few minutes that I'm performing, it's going to be like a successful blind date. So at the start, it was a bit awkward. Now we're getting to know each other. We're having a few laughs. But toward the end, we're going to get kind of dirty quite abruptly. So is that okay?
Okay.
Go for it.
Only Diyana isn't to that. Lovely. Right. I was talking before about like wanting to marry a wealthy widow, but like increasingly now these days, as I'm getting older, I find I'm attracted to women, like younger women. There's no special reason really. It's just that for me now, most women are younger. That's the truth of it. I mean, it's just demographics. I mean, it is a preference, but it's also just the demographics. Yeah, you know, I'm despite talking about Valentine's as I did before, I feel sorry for handsome men. Yeah, sorry, Narendra. You see, compared with the handsome men, I get so many compliments about my nice personality. Yeah. Yeah. Something I can do that handsome men can't do, yeah? I can go to work exhausted and hungover and no one knows. Yeah. My superpower. Right. This week, I'm celebrating an anniversary at work. It's a year ago, I cut by 20% the number of hours I work. It's really good. Like I'm enjoying it a lot. My days at work are more relaxed. And so far, my boss hasn't noticed. Yeah. Fingers crossed. So like back to the like dating romantic stuff, like as well as being attracted to young women, also I find like I'm attracted to women who have that fresh-faced girl next door look. I live next to a strip bar. That's the main reason. It's a very good location, very strategic. Yeah. Tell you something. Like a couple of weeks ago, I'm online, like, and I get a pop-up, by which I mean on-screen advertising, and this pop-up says, "Within 3 kilometers of your home, there are horny housewives desperate for sex with you." Yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounds great, doesn't it? This sounds really good. Problem. Within 3 kilometers of my home, there are hundreds of houses and apartments. It is taking me ages to visit all of them. Right. Sometimes there's no one home. Sometimes the husband answers. That's an awkward conversation. I have to ask, like, "Hello, husband. Do you have a horny housewife?" Yeah, she's desperate for sex with me. You've probably noticed. Yeah. You can say what you like about awkward people. We are not going to answer. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think I'm going to leave it there. So you enjoy the rest of your show. Have a good night.
That was Peter Sidel with his set of he's a toy boy. He can still be a toy boy, or is it a boy toy, whatever. But one thing for sure, I'm jealous of him because he's older than me. He is still regarded as a boy toy or a toy boy. I am only 35. People call me auntie. And like I told Garke earlier today, I am hot enough to be the yes man movement. So people, the guys see me, they will be like, "Yes, ma'am." And that turns me off. It's like, oh, okay. Good boy. So yeah, okay. And you know what, Peter?
Yo.
The husband, is the horny housewife.
Yay.
He wants some action. All right. Like I say earlier, this show is called Post-Recovery Valentine's Day Surprise Show. For sure got surprise. You know, you know, we went from one closer to two closer. Now we have the third closer. So we have a closerception. Now we're going to travel all the way to Uganda because online show means international performance. So it has more reach. You get to make more friends. So this person is from Kampala, Uganda. But he's in UK, currently visiting his children and his wife. Why? Because he didn't get to see them on Valentine's Day. So that's why he's seeing them now. So make some noise. Give a warm welcome to Amos.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I don't know where to start. I did not write a script. I just bumped in the show and I felt that I can say something. By the way, I'm using a handheld, I'm using a phone. So it's gonna be shaky a bit. I told you I don't have a script. That means that what I'm gonna say is true. I'm gonna talk about my life. And this is all about Valentine. I'm so blessed that I have children. And the other day before my father died, he asked me on Valentine's Day many years ago that, yes, son, now, are you taking my daughter out? I say to him, Dad, which one? So, oh yeah, I remember, yes. Are you taking my daughters out? Because we have chicken around and that rooster has more than one. So you are better than most of them. Because if you can, why make one woman unhappy when you can make 100 happy? I say, oh yeah, I understand it, Dad. So this Valentine's, one of my daughters from Hong Kong called me and said, Daddy, are you taking flowers to my mother's? I said, oh yeah, you're right. Now, I don't know who to take the flowers to first. So can you please suggest? But before she said anything, another kid came to me and said, Daddy, are you giving mommy a flower? And then I said, which one? Because all of them are your mothers. Well, I didn't tell you before, I have 4. That's why I said I'm blessed with the 4 of them. So now, please help me, tell me, which one should I have given the first flower? The first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth? And now, how do you know who came first and who came last? Because in my tradition, the one who gives birth is the first one. But that does not mean that she is the first wife. Oh, I'm forgetting. I'm now in England. She gave birth first. So is that the first one? When did I last see her before? I think about 4, 5, or 6 months. And now this is her Valentine. What a surprise. Yes, it's a surprise because today is Sunday. And as I speak to you, it's just past 2 p.m. after lunch. And I brought the flowers because I knew I was going to talk about Valentine's today. Well, I didn't know I was going to talk about it, but I knew I was going to hear about Valentine's today. So I've just given her the flowers. And she didn't know that they are Valentine flowers. She thought that this man is being romantic. He's giving me flowers. What does that tell you? Valentine is every day. Now, when I go back to Uganda, I'm gonna take her flowers. I know that Valentine is every day. But then I have another one. Oh God, She doesn't know about flowers. Yes, I'll take her an artificial one. I know she's gonna treasure it. So Peter was talking about honey wives around her area, around his area. It got me a bit worried. I'm always traveling here and there. Peter, I think I need to talk to you. There's a place you need to visit. I'm not there now, so you can go and try. Please help me. Because I know she will stay at home. I'm the husband. I'm the main dish. Maybe Peter might be the second or side dish. I'm the main dish. And that is going to be a good Valentine's present for all of us, because you keep her happy, the family is happy, children are happy, the husband is happy. Make sure I don't find out. Happy Valentine's. Thank you.
Sorry, forgot to unmute myself. That was Amos. Yes, Amos is the closer for the show. So, that brings an end to the post-Valentine's Day recovery surprise show. Yeah, tomorrow, it's 2 p.m. in the UK. It's 10:42 p.m. here on a Sunday. And tomorrow's Monday. And like Valentine's Day, I have to go to work. We all have to go to work. And I noticed, right, for Valentine's Day in my life, for the 35 years of living, Valentine's Day always fall on a weekday. And that weekday is not public holiday. That day is work day, which is why Valentine's Day is not celebration of love and romance. It's a celebration of capitalism. So, before we go, let's make some noise one more time again for all your performers. By some American, E.T. Garke, Naretra, Peter Sedel, and Amos. Did I left anyone out?
Yay! Yay!
Yay! And I am your host, Diyana. Stay tuned for our next show on the 26th of March called Ramadan is Coming Show. So whoever wants to sign up for the next show can always ask E.T. or ask me.
Can we change the title to I Am So Ramadan with Fasting?
I mean, it won't be possible if it's at almost the end of Ramadan. But this is like starting at Ramadan, so it's basically, it's coming. Ramadan's coming already.
Which is why I'm so Ramadan with fasting at the start of Ramadan.
Hiya! All right. So this has been Post-Recovery Valentine's Day Surprise Show brought to you by Comeng Reborn. Good night, everyone. Happy working tomorrow. Don't forget to iron your shirt. Don't forget to do your tags. Yay!
Okay, bye.
And
Good night.
remember, it's not the length, it's how you use it.